You are very welcome. I am Ahonu, and this is my lovely Aingeal Rose.
Hello.
Many of you will be aware of the power of manifesting. And everybody, I think, at this stage is aware of the likes of The Secret and the Law of Attraction. But a lot of people have come to us over the years, and especially with Aingeal Rose in her readings, in her Akashic Record consultations, where they voice the fact that a lot of their manifestations don't happen, or they take too long, or there's something wrong. In other words, people have these great desires or great wishes, but there's something fails somewhere along the line, or it doesn't turn out the way they expected or the way they wanted, or they might have these fantastic ideas in their mind, and indeed have these visionary ideas of what it is they want to manifest, whether that's a relationship or money or a house or a home or whatever it might be. But something always seems to get in the way. And we've been working with this for a number of years now, but more so in the last recent while, Aingeal Rose has come up with perhaps the reason why and the solution to it. So have a listen to how she explains how to do this.
Okay, so just briefly too, Hannah, for those who don't understand manifesting, it really is the principle that thought is creative, that everything comes from consciousness. So whatever the sum total of you are, your beliefs, your feelings, the associations you've made with experiences in your life, that sum total dictates what you draw back into your life. So tonight, what we're presenting to you is a way to work with your roots. Okay, so we're translating this to a company. Okay, and I realized that not only can you apply the change, not only in your personal life, but also to anything, really. Okay, your relationships, your company, the way you feel about yourself, your children, anything at all. Okay, so I asked Source what was the solution to this, because I realized that my problem was that these negative beliefs were actually embedded into my physical body. And this is the reason why, no matter what I worked on emotionally or mentally, it didn't really it had some effect, but not the one I want. Mm-hmm. Okay, and I realized that I literally had to change my body, what the programs were in my physical body. And so Source told me to make my own tree of life. So I set out to find a sketch of a tree, Ahonu, with a lot of roots, because the message is I had to rewrite my roots. In other words, if I went back to my beginnings and I said, well, I know my mother didn't want me, I know that I wasn't welcomed into life, and I changed that around to say, well, what would happen if she did want me? What would happen if I was welcome? So that my physical body is now getting a core different message. Okay, yes.
But there's also something just very important that I want to put in here. And what Aingeal Rose is going to show you involves physically writing something onto a paper. And that is crucial. In other words, it's not just enough to imagine or picture in your mind an outcome for yourself, your relationship, your business, whatever. It's not good enough just to picture it in your mind. Writing it down on paper is actually the catalyst that tips it over the edge. And this is what we found with what Aingeal Rose is going to introduce to you now, the manifesting tree.
Okay, so I want you to imagine your company and that you are creating a tree of life for your company. And this means what is the foundational energy you want in your company? What is the fruit, as Ahonu mentioned, that you want to manifest in the leaves of your tree? But what you want to do is, I hope you can see this. Okay, this is your manifesting tree. And you can see that it's blank. And it's got a lot of roots. And of course, there's room for you to extend the roots down deeper if you want to with your team. But what you're going to put in here, you're going to put in here the qualities that you want your business to be. You're going to put what you feel you need. Okay, so it can be qualities like worldwide company, highly successful, filled with love, filled with cooperation, filled with compassion, anything at all that describes the feeling or the outcome that you want your company to be manifesting. You fill in the roots. Okay, and then you're going to extend that all the way up the trunk, and realize that the trunk is your strength. Okay, so your roots are what seeds your desire into the ground. Your trunk is what strengthens it, and your leaves are what your outcomes are going to be. What is the outcome? What's the goals? What does it look like? And the one trick about manifesting is that you don't have to figure out how. And this is the biggest trap that people fall into. They have a great idea and they stop their own desires because they think, I don't know how that could possibly happen. I don't know how that could possibly manifest. You don't have to know how, because the intelligence of the universe knows how. It figures it out for you. Okay, all you have to do is put the desires and the goals and the outcomes in your tree. And if you've noticed, I've put the numbers 3, 6, and 9 on the outside of my tree. And what we've discovered is this is the numbers in the mathematical vortex sequence that is for manifestation. And the reason it is because it's outside of the third dimension. Okay, so another example, I just want to show you really quick. I filled in a tree before, and even though you probably can't see the words because they're too small, I went ahead and I colored it a little bit. You know, I put dark soil in here to imagine that my roots were in it. I colored my roots a little brown. I made my leaves green. But the truth is you can do anything you want with it, with your team, with how you want your company to be. You can add all sorts of colors. Everybody can have their different ideas. The purpose for this, for your company, is not only to ground this into a greater reality, but it's to bring forth the elements that are needed for you to succeed. In other words, you will attract to yourself the manifestation of these qualities as long as you don't get in your own way and get stuck in, how do we figure this out? How do we don't know how this is going to happen. We don't know how we're going to get the investors. We don't know how. Forget about all that, okay? And only focus on the desires. It's limitless. And it is also our affirmative gift to you to wish you the greatest success. Thank you.
Thank you.